Hi, today we will discuss all the exam questions for year 11. Let's get started. Question number 1. As you see, question number 1 is about trigonometric equation. To solve this question, first of all, we need to know the general solution of trigonometric equation. Let's say we have sine x is equal to a, where a is in between 0 and 1. The solution for x is equal to negative 1 to the power of k multiplied by inverse of sine a plus pi multiplied by k, where k's are integer numbers. The other case is when a is less than 0 and more than negative 1. So the solution for sine x is equal to a is x equals negative 1 to the power of k plus 1. Only difference is here. It's k plus 1 multiplied by sine negative 1 absolute value of a plus pi multiplied by k, where k's are integer numbers. So let's see what will we get in this question here. 2 sine x plus 1 is equal to 0. First of all, we must bring this equation to the simple form. So 2 sine x is equal to negative 1. Sine x is equal to negative 1 over 2. Now we see that a is less than 0 and more than negative 1. So that's this condition. So x is going to be negative 1 k to the power of negative 1 to the power of k plus 1 multiplied by sine inverse of sine 1 over 2 plus pi multiplied by k, where k's are integer numbers. So what is sine, arc sine 1 over 2? We know that sine 30 degrees, which is pi over 6, is 1 over 2. Therefore, we will say that arc sine of 1 over 2 is going to be pi over 6. Therefore, the solution is x equals negative 1 to the power of k plus 1 multiplied by pi over 6 plus pi multiplied by k, where k's are integer numbers. Question number 2. Let's read question number 2 together. A car moves from A to B with a speed of 48 km per hour in 8 hours. What should be the speed if the same distance is to be covered in 6 hours? To solve this question, we must remind ourselves about inverse proportion. What is inverse proportion? Let's say A corresponds to B, C corresponds to D. When these quantities are inversely proportional, we say that the product of those quantities are always same. So A multiplied by B is equal to C multiplied by D. Similarly, we have speed and time. They are inversely proportional. Let's write the first speed. 48 corresponds to 8 hours, and we don't know what speed corresponds to 6 hours. As we know they are inversely proportional, we will write 6x is equal to 48 times 8. No need to multiply 48 by 8 because we will simplify first. Divide by 6. So it's going to be 48 and 6 will be cancelled by 6. The result will be 8 times 8. So x is going to be 64. The correct answer is D, 64. Question number 3. If the length of the diameter of the sphere decreases 3 times, how many times does the area change? As you see, we're talking about sphere and the area of sphere and diameter. First of all, we need to know the area formula of sphere. It's equal to 4 pi r squared. Now, we have diameter here, not radius. Therefore, we should show area in terms of diameter. So area is equal to pi. Instead of 4r squared, we can write 2r and squared. As you know, diameter is equal to 2r, so we are going to write d squared instead of 2r squared. Now, as you see, area of the sphere is directly proportional with the square of the diameter. If the diameter decreases by 3 times, so it means that the area will decrease 3 square times, which is decreasing 9 times. So the correct answer is D, decreases 9 times. Question number 4. In question number 4, we see an equation where the variable is on the power of 4. To solve this equation, we need to know the fact that any number, let's say 4 to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So let's generalize a to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So let's copy the question. That was a hint. 4 to the power of x plus 1 is equal to 1. Now, as you know, we will show 1 as a power of 4 because our base is 4 here. As long as bases are equal, we can equalize the powers. X plus 1 is equal to 0, x is equal to negative 1. So the correct answer is E, negative 1. Question number 5. Number 5 is about geometry. We are given an isosceles triangle. First of all, let's remind what's an isosceles triangle. If we have triangle whose legs are equal, whose sides are equal, those sides are called legs. This triangle is called isosceles. In isosceles triangle, two angles are adjacent to base, so let's call it base. Those angles are also equal. Now, in this question, and also we must know that the vertex angle refers to the angle which is not equal to the other's vertex. Alright, we are given an isosceles triangle. The vertex angle is 80 degrees, so those two angles are x and x. We must find measure of the base angles, so we must find x. As you know, 2x plus 80, the interior angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. 2x is going to be 180 minus 80. 2x is 50, 2x is 100, x is going to be 50. So the correct answer is 50 in number 5. Question number 6. Let's read the question. One number is chosen from numbers from 1 till 184. Find the probability that it is a 3-digit number and divisible by 4. So we are talking about probability. Let's remind the formula of probability of event A happening. It's the number of favorable outcomes over number of total outcomes. So we have interval from 1 till 184, and we are looking for probability of 3-digit and 3-digit number which is divisible by 4. Alright, so in this interval we know that 3-digit numbers are starting from 100 till 184, and both of them are divisible by 4. So from 100 till 184, those square bracket means that both of the numbers are included. Now, if we divide 100 by 4, it's going to be 25, and 184 divided by 4 is 40. Let's divide 46. So our interval is from 25 till 46. We must count those numbers which are in this interval. When those endpoints are included, in order to find the number of favorable outcomes, we will subtract 46 and 25 and add 1 because both of the numbers are included. So that's going to be, let's subtract 21 plus 1 is 22. This is number of favorable outcomes, but number of total outcomes is, let's subtract 100 from 184 and add 1. That's going to be That's number of total outcomes is from 1 till 184. So that's just 184 numbers, right? So number of total outcomes, so probability will be 22 over 184. That's going to be 11 over 92. The correct answer is A. Question number 7. In question number 7, we see rational inequality. By that, I mean the variable is in denominator. That's why we call it rational. Now, to solve this inequality, first of all, we need to know that the fraction a over b is defined when b is not equal to 0. And also, we must know that a minus b is the same thing as negative b minus a. So let's start solving our equation, inequality. X minus 1 over 3 minus x is more than 1 over x minus 3 minus 2. That's the question. Now, let's apply what we said before. 3 minus x is same as negative x minus 3. Therefore, we will write x minus 3 and change the sign of fraction. Is more than 1 over x minus 3 minus 2. Now, we said that x minus 3 must not be equal to 0. And as long as this condition is, correct, we can multiply all the terms by x minus 3. So, x times x minus 3 plus, if you multiply it by x minus 3, denominator and numerator will be cancelled and 1 will be left. Is more than the same with this, 1 will be left, minus 2 times x minus 3. Now, 1 and 1 will be cancelled. X multiplied by x minus 3 plus 2 times x minus 3 is more than 0. Let's expand bracket. X squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 6 is more than 0. X squared minus x minus 6 is more than 0. Now we must find the roots. It's quadratic inequality. If we find x1, the product of the roots is equal to negative 6. The sum of the roots is equal to positive 1. So what numbers are they? They are right. Okay, I wrote here plus. I must write here plus. So they are negative 3. Negative 2 and 3. When you add them up, it's 1. When we multiply, it's negative 6. So after knowing the roots, we must show the parabola. Here is negative 2 and 3. As you know, the parabola opens upward because a coefficient is positive. So we need to find the positive values. So x is in which interval? In order to find positive values of the function, we must take this branch out there, and this will be from negative infinity till negative 2, and from 3 till positive infinity. So the correct answer is this. We had inequality like this. Yes, strictly inequality, and also don't forget that x is not equal to 3. So, yes, in our question, in our answer, 3 is not included, so we can take it without any problems. The correct answer is A. Number 8. Number 8 is about sets theory. We are given two sets A and B. If number of elements in set A is 13, number of elements in set B is 19, and A is subset of B, we must find number of elements in set A union B, subtract A. Alright, first of all, we must sketch what sets are look like. Now, let's say this is B, and as we know, A is subset of B, so A must be inside B. The number of elements in A is 13, and what will be the number of elements in ring area? That will be 6, because we know that altogether the number of elements in B is 19. Alright, now we must find this. let's find A union B. So let's shade A union B first to understand. This is B and there is A inside B. Alright. Now after this we must subtract A. So let's subtract A. What will be here if you subtract A? The ring area will be left. So the number of elements in this ring area is going to be 6. So n is going to be 6. The correct answer is A. Question number 9. Let's read question number 9 together. The angle between two intersecting planes is 60 degrees. A point is 5 decimeters from each plane. Find the distance from a point to the line of intersection of the planes. To solve this question, it's better to demonstrate the planes, but sometimes the students find this drawing a little bit hard. Therefore, when we have such kind of question, it's better to show angles with a line. So, planes as line. Let's say the first plane is this and the second plane is this, and the angle between them is 60 degrees. If there is a point somewhere here which is the same distance apart from each of the planes, it's 5 and 5 here, distance means that we must draw perpendicular from this point till the plane, so those must be 90 degrees. Now we must find distance from a point to the line of intersection of the planes. So the question is to find this line segment. So to know this, to solve this question, we must know some shortcuts about right angle triangle. Let's say this is 30, 60, and 90 right angle triangle. So 30, 60, and 90. What we do, we mostly just show the opposite leg to 30 with x, and opposite leg to 60 is going to be x squared of 3, and opposite to 90 is going to be 2x. Now, in this question here, we know that this is a kite. I mean, this is a kite because, as you see, distance from here till here is the same. Now, what will happen here is 60 degrees will be divided into two equal angles. So that's going to be 30 and 30 here. 30 and 30. As you see now, we have right angle triangle. What we need to find, we must find the angle, the side in front of 90 degrees. So x is going to be 2 times 5. Because 5 is opposite to 30 and hypotenuse is 2 times the leg opposite to 30. So that's 10. The correct answer is 10. Take a close look at question number 10. This is about geometric sequence. We have difference between B7 and B1, and we have common ratio which is 7. We must find the sum of first 6 terms. Well, to solve this question, of course we need to know some formulas of geometric sequence. So first of all, it's Bn formula, nth term formula. Bn equals B1 multiplied by q to the power of n minus 1. Also, it's useful to know the formula of q. Q to the power of n minus k is equal to Bn over Bk. This is easy way to find q. And then Sn formula, sum of first n terms. That's B1 q to the power of n minus 1 over q minus 1. Now, let's apply these formulas. B7 minus B1 is 18. We can write B7 is equal to, according to Bn formula, B1 q to the power of 6. And B1 is just B1. So B7 minus B1 is going to be B1 q to the power of 6 minus B1. Let's take B1 outside the bracket. Q to the power of 6 minus 1 will be inside. Now, actually, let's stop here and write the formula of S6 because we must find the sum of first 6 terms. That's going to be B1 q to the power of 6 minus 1 over q minus 1. Now, you see, we know this expression. The value of this expression is the same as B7 minus B1, okay? So that's 18. We will write 18 over q minus 1. And since we know what is q, q was 7, right? Just substitute 7 in the expression, 7 minus 1. So 18 over 6 is going to be 3. The correct answer is D, it is 3. Number 11. Number 11 is a pretty simple question, but to solve this question, we need to know the properties of inscribed angle and the central angle. Alright, first we say that inscribed angle is half of subtended arc. Let's say angle C is equal to the half of arc AB. And what we know about angle AOB. So angle AOB is a central angle that's equal to intercepted arc. So arc AB. After that, we find angle AOB. What is it? If we know angle BOD, it's 180 degrees minus BOD, which is 140, and the answer will be 40 degrees. So degree measure of arc AB is going to be 40 degrees. Now, since angle C is half of arc AB, it's 1/2 of 40 degrees. It's equal to 20 degrees. So the answer is 20. D is the correct answer. Angle ACB is 20 degrees. Number 12. Number 12 is about simultaneous equations. That's not so a hard question. So let's solve this question together. So to solve this question here, we can use either substitution method or elimination. Here I prefer to solve with elimination method because we have same coefficients here. What I mean by saying same coefficients, let's copy the question. Let's rearrange the question so that x comes first and y comes second. 2x plus y is equal to negative 23. Now, what can you say about this? You see here we have two y's with same coefficients. So we can subtract and get negative x minus 2x. So 2x y minus y is 0 equals 10 minus negative 23. Now what happens? Negative 1x minus 2x is negative 3x is equal to 10 plus 23. Negative 3x is equal to 33 and x is equal to negative 11. After finding x, we must find y. Let's write y. We know that y minus x is 10. So we will write y minus negative 11 is 10. And from here we will write y plus 11 is 10. So what do you think y is going to be? Y is negative 1. So after that, we need to find 4y minus x. The value of this expression is equal to 4 times negative 1 minus negative 11. So negative 4 plus 11. That's going to be 7. Correct answer is D. Question number 13. Take a look at question number 13. This is about factorization. As you see, that's not such difficult question here. Now let's rewrite this question one more time. 6xy cubed minus 21xy squared is equal to, we can take common factors outside the bracket. 6 and 21, HCF of 6 and 21 is 3. So take 3, x and x, that's just x, y cubed and y squared. We will take y squared. So what will be left inside the bracket? It will be 2 times y minus 7. So the correct answer is 3x y squared 2 times y minus 7, which is E. So E is correct answer. Number 14. In number 14, we must find the value of the expression. The expression is about indices. So let's write the formulas of indices. We know that when the bases are equal, let's say a to the power of n, and there is multiplication, let's say a to the power of m, that's going to be a n plus m. And when we have division of the same bases, let's say a to the power of n over a to the power of m is equal to a to the power of n minus m. So let's apply this formula to the expression. A to the power of negative 3 multiplied by a to the power of negative 8 over a to the power of negative 9 is going to be a to the power of negative 3 plus negative 8 over a to the power of negative 9. So that's a to the power of negative 11 over a to the power of negative 9. And if we subtract negative 11 and 9, negative 11 minus negative 9 is going to be a to the power of negative 11 plus 9, and that's a to the power of negative 2. Alright, what is a to the power of negative 2? That's basically, let's remind this one here. So when we have a to the power of negative n, that's basically 1 over a to the power of n. So therefore, we will write equals 1 over a squared. Now, what we know about a, it's 1 over 0.5 squared. Guys, don't worry, we can show 0.5 as 1 over 2 to the power of 2, and that's going to be just reciprocal of 1 over 2. So the correct answer is 2 squared, which is 4. Question number 15. Look at question number 15. As you see, we have trigonometric expression here. 5 sine 2 alpha minus 12 cosine 2 alpha. We must find the maximum value of this expression. Note that here the argument of sine is 2 alpha, and the same with cosine, that's 2 alpha. Alright, when we are given such expression, let's say a sine alpha plus or minus b cosine alpha. As long as these arguments are same, we can say that the minimum value and the maximum value of this expression will be like this. So minimum value is negative square root of a squared plus b squared, and the maximum value will be just a squared plus b squared under square root. So let's apply this here. 5 sine 2 alpha minus 12 cosine 2 alpha. As you see, the arguments are same. We can say that the maximum value will be square root of 5 squared plus 12 squared. Doesn't matter what is the sign here, it doesn't matter. So that's going to be 25 plus 144. That's square root of 169, and it's going to be 13. So the correct answer is 13 here. Question number 16. Let's read question number 16 together. In a right angle triangle, one of the legs is 15, and the projection of the other leg onto the hypotenuse is 16. Find the area of this triangle. So we must understand what's the projection of a line onto the any other line or any other plane. Let's say this is a line and this is another line, or suppose it's plane. When we talk about the projection, from each of the endpoints of this line, we draw perpendiculars toward that plane or that line. So after these perpendiculars, we must say that the length between those two perpendiculars is the projection of this line. So in this triangle here, I will show now right angle triangle. Here's a right angle triangle, and let's say one leg, this is A. The projection of this A onto the hypotenuse, as you see, one endpoint of this A is on the hypotenuse. We don't need to draw any perpendicular, but another endpoint is not on the hypotenuse, so we will draw perpendicular toward this hypotenuse. So the length between those two endpoints is going to be projection. So basically a projection of A is x here. Let's show it with x or with m. And to solve this question here, we need to know some formula. So that was height, don't forget that. This is height. So let's suppose this is B and the hypotenuse is C. So there is a famous formula. I mean, there are some formulas. First formula is, this is about right angle triangle where the height is drawn to hypotenuse. So first we say that A multiplied by B is equal to H multiplied by C. C is hypotenuse. The second, H squared is equal to the, if we suppose that those two segments are M and N, so this is N, H squared is M multiplied by N. The third one is B squared is equal to N multiplied by that hypotenuse. The fourth one is A squared is equal to M multiplied by the hypotenuse. So in this question here, we are given a right angle triangle. One leg is 15. If one leg is 15 and the projection of the other leg, let's say this is A and projection of this A is 16. So this length here, line segment is 16. Find the area. So we must know the area formula here, that A multiplied by B divided by 2, or area is equal to C multiplied by H divided by 2. So let's suppose this is H. Now, we will use the last formula here. We can say that A squared is equal to, let's suppose this is C, or not the fourth one, the third one. So 15 squared is equal to, let's show this part with N. 15 squared is equal to N multiplied by N plus 16, because the total hypotenuse is N plus 16. So let's try to solve this equation. N squared plus 16N minus 15 squared is equal to 0. So 15 squared is 225, but we don't need to write 225. Instead, we can write 225 as, let's write 3 times 5 by 15 is 75, or we can show 5 times 3 times 15 is 45. All of them are 225. Also, we can show it as 9 times 25. So now let's write N squared plus 16N minus 225 equals 0, and here we can use Vieta's rule. N1 plus N2 is equal to negative B, which is negative 16. N1 multiplied by N2 is equal to negative 225. Now, which factors we must choose for N1 and N2 when their sum is negative 16? Right, we will choose for N1 negative 25, N2 negative, just positive 9, because their product is negative 225 and their sum is negative 16. So obviously N1 is not going to be our root. N2 here, N2 is 9. So the hypotenuse will be, let's say C equals 9 plus 16. So C is equal to 25. Now we can write that H squared, this is H, right? H squared is equal to, let's write N multiplied by 16. Or H squared is equal to, what is N? That's 9 multiplied by 16. And H is going to be simply 3 multiplied by 4. So that's 12. So area of the triangle will be base multiplied by height. So here will be 25 multiplied by 12 over 2. We will cancel 12 and 2, and we will get 25 times 6. So 25 times 6, what is it? It's 300, but not 150. So the correct answer is 150. Question number 17. Here we see logarithm. To solve this question, we will need some formulas, such as logarithm base a of b to the power of n is equal to n times logarithm base a of b. The second, when we have logarithm base a of b, that's equal to the reciprocal of logarithm base b of a. Next one, when we don't have anything in the base, it's supposed to be 10. So logarithm 10 base 10 of a. Then when we have base equal to argument, that's going to be just 1. And also we need to know the cosine 2 pi. So cosine 2 pi is equal to 1. Cosine 2 pi, in every full turn, cosine gets 1. Now let's solve it. Logarithm base 2 of 125, it's always useful to show a number as a single power. Logarithm base 5 of 4 is 2 squared minus logarithm, here is no base, it means it's 10. 10 squared minus logarithm base 10 of cosine 2 pi. Also, let me write one thing here. Logarithm base a of 1 is equal to 0. Alright, let's continue. We will get 3 times logarithm base 2 of 5 multiplied by 2 times logarithm base 5 of 2 minus logarithm 10 squared minus logarithm cosine 2 pi, we said it's 1, is equal to 3 times 2, we must multiply the coefficients, they are numerical factors, so it's 6, logarithm base 2 of 5 multiplied by 1 over logarithm base 5 of 2 minus logarithm 10 squared minus 0, because logarithm 1, any base of logarithm, when we have 1 here, it's just 0, is equal to 6 times, we can cancel these numbers here. 6 times 1 is just 6, so we just write minus logarithm 10 squared. Alright, we can take 2 in front of logarithm, it is going to be logarithm 10. Then we said that when logarithm a, base a of a, it's just 1. So we will write 6 minus 2 multiplied by, as you know, it's 10 here, we don't write it, 10 there. So it's going to be just 1. 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. The correct answer is 4. Question number 18. In this question, we are given a complex number z. Let me write z equals a plus bi. The imaginary part. What's the imaginary part of z? That's the coefficient of I. So that's simply b. Imaginary part of this number is twice bigger than its real part. So real part of this number is a. If the argument of this number is alpha, so argument of z is alpha, find sine 2 alpha. So in order to solve this question, first of all, we need to know what's argument and the formula of this argument. Argument, let's say this is our complex number z. Argument of z is the angle between positive direction of x-axis and the complex number. So this is alpha. How to find alpha? We say that tangent alpha is equal to b over a in this number, in this complex number. Now, also we need to know the formula of sine 2 alpha from trigonometry. It's double angle formula. 2 sine alpha multiplied by cosine alpha. Alright, now let's write what is given. It's written that imaginary part is twice bigger than real part. Then tangent alpha is going to be b over 2a, b over a. Now we will substitute b as 2a and over a it's just 2. What does it mean? Tangent alpha, the angle, tangent is opposite over adjacent, right? Opposite leg over adjacent. let's show this angle with alpha. If this is opposite to adjacent must be 1, right? Because the ratio is 2 to 1. And from here, if we want to find sine alpha and cosine alpha, we know that sine alpha is opposite to hypotenuse. So we must find hypotenuse first. Hypotenuse is going to be 2 squared plus 1 squared, which is square root of 5. Now, sine is opposite 2 over hypotenuse, square root of 5. Cosine alpha will be adjacent over hypotenuse. So that is 1 over square root of 5. And if we want to find sine 2 alpha, it's going to be 2 times sine alpha, 2 over square root of 5, multiplied by cosine alpha, 1 over square root of 5. So when we multiply denominators, it's going to be just 5. 2 times 1 is just 4. So the correct answer 4 over 5 or 0.8. Question number 19. In an isosceles trapezium ABCD, AB is parallel to CE. BC is parallel to AD. So BC and AD are bases. BC is 4, CE is 5, AE equals ED. Alright, let me show that AE is equal to ED. CE is 5, and we know that those are parallel and these two sides are parallel. Basically, we have parallelogram here, as you see. Find the perimeter of this trapezium. So we must find perimeter of this trapezium. As you know, the perimeter of any shape is just the sum of all the sides. So perimeter is going to be of trapezium. Trapezium AB plus BC plus CD plus AD. From the word isosceles, you must understand that AB is equal to CD. Alright, it means it's isosceles. Now, as you see, that's parallelogram here. If CE is 5, we will say that AB is going to be 5 as well, because in parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. After that, if BC is 4, we will conclude that AE is going to be 4 because it's opposite side of BC in parallelogram. So AE is 4 as well. I forgot to write 4 here. Now, after knowing AE, we know that AE equals ED. We will write if AE equals to ED, then ED will be just 4. Now, what is left? We must find CD too, because we need to know it to find the perimeter. And we know that's equal to AB from the word isosceles. It's given. So AB was 5 here. Now, AB plus, let me write the value of AB. Perimeter equals AB 5 plus BC. BC is what we found. BC, it's 4, it was given. CD, it is 5, and AD. AD is basically the sum of AE and ED, right? So AE is 4, ED is 4, so it's going to be 8. So the correct answer will be 12 plus 10, 22. So the perimeter of the trapezium is 22. Question number 20. Given a function fx for which value of a, as you see here is a and here, the derivative of the function will be even function. Now, let's define what is even function. If, let's say, negative of x is equal to f of x, in this case, fx is called even function. Now, let's show some examples for even function. Let's say ax squared, that is even function. Let's write fx equals ax squared. Alright, ax squared, this is even. But fx equals just bx is not even. Alright. but if x equals ax squared plus bx, it is not even, okay? If you add even an odd function, the result is going to be neither of them. Now, next, what we need to know is derivative of x. Let's say fx is equal to x to the power of n, power function. Now, if derivative of x, which is d over dx fx, that's equal to n multiplied by x to the power of n minus 1. Alright? Now, if you know all these things, you will be able to solve such kind of questions. Let's write f derivative of x is equal to. One more thing, when we have c, let's say c x to the power of n, it's the same as n comes in front of x, and c, we don't touch c, x to the power of n minus 1. Alright, so it will be a plus 4, that's a number, that's a constant. X cubed will be 3x squared plus a squared minus 16, 2x, alright, because x cubed derivative is 3x squared, x squared derivative is 2x to the power 1, we don't write 1, plus 5, the constant derivative is just 0, alright, just 0. Now, in order if derivative of x to be even function, we must get rid of this term, okay? If we have just x squared here, that will be even function. Therefore, we will make a squared minus 16 0, because when you multiply it by 2x later, that's going to be 0 as well. So a squared, let's factorize a minus 4, a plus 4 is 0, and a1 is 4, a2 is negative 4. Alright, so we can take both of them. If we take, here is a nuance, if we take a2, which is negative 4, this term will be eliminated. We will get f derivative of x equals 0. We sometimes call it either, both of them, like even and odd function together. Therefore, the correct answer is 4 and negative 4. Number 21. In number 21, we see an equation. In this equation, the variable is in the denominator. We call the expression, the second term, as rational expression. So 3x minus 12 over 2x minus 8. This is rational expression. And what happens when we have rational expression, variable in denominator, we must exclude that denominator from 0. So we say 2x minus 8 is not equal to 0, 2x is not equal to 8, and x is not equal to 4. After writing it, we can solve our equation. First of all, you can multiply by the common denominator, but let's see what happens if we factorize the second term. 3 multiplied by x minus 4 over 2 multiplied by x minus 4 is equal to 3. As you see, we can cancel them out. We will get x plus 4 over 2 minus 3 over 2 equals 3. Now, in order to get rid of this fractions, we can multiply all the terms by common denominator, which is 2. So it will be x plus 4 minus 3 equals 3 times 2. It's 6. X plus 1 equals 6. X equals 1. X equals 6 minus 1, which is 5. So the correct answer is 5. Number 22. In this number, we see a Venn diagram. What this Venn diagram illustrates, the product of prime factors of a and b. Work out the value of the expression according to this a and b. So let's say our set A consists of 3 and 5, and set B consists of 2 and 7. We must find A multiplied by B over ACF of AB squared. Now, what is our A? Let's write. It's 3 times 5. And what is B? It's 2 times 7. What's A multiplied by B? It's 3 times 5 times 2 times 7. Alright. Now, what is HCF? As you see, here we don't have any common factor. If we had, we would take them and multiply them, but we don't have anything. It means that HCF will be just 1. So 1 squared is just 1. Now, the answer will be 3 times 5 times 2 times 7, which is 210. So that's the correct answer. Number 23. In this question, we see a triangle ABC. Alright, and it's given that AF is an angle bisector. So let's write AF. That's an angle bisector, so it divides the angle into equal parts. And DF, so here is D. DF is parallel to AC. After that, it's given that DB is equal to 2, DF is 4, and the area of DBF, triangle DBF, is equal to 2. Find area of triangle ABC. Alright, now what are we doing here? First of all, when we see parallel lines and we see here's an angle issue, always try to find alternate angles. So we can say that this angle is going to be alpha because of alternate angles, right? Parallel lines and angles between them. Now, after seeing alternate angle, we can say that triangle ADF is isosceles. Therefore, we can write AD equals DF, which is 4. Let's put it 4 here. Now, what can we tell about triangle ABC and triangle DBF? Right, they are similar triangles. Alright, if we try to find this scale factor, it's equal to AB over DB. Alright, so what is AB? That's 4 plus 2. DB is just 2. So 4 plus 2 is 6 over 2 is 3. Our scale factor is 3. Also, we can say that area of DBF to the area of ABC, sorry, let me start with ABC. Area of ABC over area of DBF is equal to square of scale factor, alright? Therefore, we can write x over, we don't know area of ABC, alright, let's keep like area of ABC, over area of DBF is 2, scale factor squared is 3 squared. So from here we can say that area of ABC is just 9 times 2, which is 18. So the correct answer is 18. Number 24. A heptagonal pyramid is given. It has a height of 8 cm. Find the volume of the pyramid if the area of ABCDH. So area of ABCDH is 18. So here is H. We draw separately the heptagon to understand it better. And this is, let's say, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Now, the area of this pentagon, A, B, C, D, H, that is 18. We must find the volume. Now, in order to find volume, what we need to know, of course, the formula of the volume of pyramid. So 1/3 of area of base and multiply by height. In this question, height, as you see, it's SH, that is given 18. Oh, sorry, 8. Well, let's define what part of the heptagon is ABCD. Alright, let's connect all the vertices with the center H. If we connect them, we will get seven triangles, isosceles triangles. And ABCD is 3 out of 7 part of heptagon, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Alright, if 3 over 7 part is, let's say, 18, we can find the total A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? X will be 18 divided by 3 over 7, which is 18 multiplied by 7 over 3, and that's simply 6 times 7, which is 42. We already found the area. Now we don't have any difficulties to find volume. Area of the base is 42 times height. Height was 8, so the answer will be, let's find, 42 divided by 3 is 14, right? Multiply by 8, it's going to be 112, right? So the correct answer is 112. Number 25. I want you to glance at 25 yourself first, then we will continue. Fx will be ax squared, which is 2x squared, plus bx, 4x, plus c, which is 7. For gx, be careful, we have negative signs in front of a and c, so that's going to be negative 2x squared plus 8x minus 9. Now, how to find vertex points? First of all, let's say x0, y0 is a vertex coordinate, coordinates of the graph of the parabola. How to find x0? It's negative b over 2a. Y0 is discriminant over negative 4a, or we can write b squared minus 4ac over negative 4a. Now let's find vertex point for fx. X0 will be, guys, we will pick the coefficients from the function. X0 is negative b over 2 times a, that's negative 1. Y0 is b squared, which is 16 minus 4 times 2 times 7 over negative 4 times 2. That is 16 minus 56 over negative 8, which is negative 40 over negative 8. So it's 5 here. We found the coordinates for fx, negative 1 and 5. For gx, x0 is going to be negative 8 over 2 times negative 2, which is negative 8 over negative 4, that's just 2. Y0 will be 8 squared minus 4 times negative 2 times negative 9 over negative 4 times negative 2. So it's going to be 64 minus 72 over negative 8. Not negative 8, sorry guys, it will be positive 8. So negative 8 over positive 8, that's just 1. The coordinates will be 2 and negative 1. Negative 1 here. 2 and negative 1 will be the coordinates vertex point for gx. Now let's find the quadrants where the graphs are located. To find it, we must be able to sketch the graphs. For fx, we know that a is positive, so the graph will look upwards. What is vertex? It's negative 1, x coordinate is negative 1, and y coordinate is 5. And here's the vertex, and it's opening upwards, and you will see that it's passing through first and second quadrants, right? This is first quadrant, that's second quadrant. For gx, we see that a is negative, so the parabola will open downwards, and the vertex coordinates are 2 and negative 1. So here's the vertex, and it's opening downwards. That will be like this. So it will pass from the third and fourth quadrants. So the answer for the question will be like this, fourth and third quadrants. That's all. We filled the table.